Welcome everyone, today I bring you a video about this Toshiba laptop from 2012 that originally came with the i3-2310M that I have upgraded to an i3-3110 with 4GB of RAM that will give us a decent push in performance when it comes to CPU, iGPU and RAM. And we will be testing all the games 2007 style, so let's get to it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. So we start with Fortnite at the native resolution of this display, medium rendering distance and everything else set to low performance mode. So when we're dropping or running, we get these graphical effects that cause me to put a flashing warning on this video. In buildings and such, we get around 30 on average. So let's say that you're playing in maps, not actually Battle Royale, you might actually get a decent performance in it. But because of the 4GB of RAM, we are bottlenecked. And also our CPU is always pegged at 100% utilization. So when we go outside, we get 20 frames, and it's terrible. But even with that, I was able to get a kill with a controller that I'm not used to and 20 frames per second. FYI, if I put the resolution at 720p, it puts more stress on the CPU and the game becomes more unplayable if you don't believe that. In Rocket League, a game that is known for its easy to run, well, no. At its lowest setting, 720p, we got around 23 frames per second on average, right? Okay. But switching to 600p, we got around 25 frames. I would not play this even if this is my only option. It is horrendous. In Fall Guys, at 720p, all low, we got around 24 to 30 frames on average sometimes. Switching to one of my most loved and favorite game, which is Assassin's Creed Rogue, the last true Assassin's Creed and also the last Assassin's Creed to be released on the 7th generation consoles, aka PS3, my favorite console of all time, my second favorite console of all time. First will be the PS2, of course. We played at a 720p, two times MSAA to decrease some of the edges, and we got almost a constant 30 frames plus on average, which is great for this system. And it is a great excuse for you to revisit these golden gems, okay? It's perfect. They're perfect. The storyline, the gameplay, everything is just mwah. So please do play them. In Grand Theft Auto with a performance mode settings, it's like a mod that lowers everything on low. At 600p, we got over a constant sub 25 frames on average. Unfortunately, Grand Theft Auto is not very playable. But in the future, if this video does well, I will buy two 4GB RAM or maybe even two 8GB RAMs, and I'm gonna install them on this thing and see how much performance we get. In CSGO at 720p lowest, we get around between 30 and 60 frames per second. It's incredibly stuttery. It's downright nearly unplayable. But if you are used to this kind of performances, you'll be fine. It's relatively good, relatively anyways. In MSG Rising, Metal Gear Rising Revenges, a great game, one of the greatest games. At 720p, we get to enjoy 30 plus FPS. FYI, this game is a must play. It has a lot of jokes, it has a lot of characters, good storytelling. I like it. In the past, it used to get a bad rep, but not anymore. I believe that the community has accepted this game. In Elder Scrolls 5's Legendary Edition, 720p, everything on low, except of course for the texture quality set to high, we get a comfortable 40 to 50 frames per second on average. In everywhere, in cities, outside, fighting dragons, you just get always constant 40 plus FPS. In Fallout New Vegas, another great game, we got around at 720p. The game defaulted to high 720p vanilla, no mods. I recommend you install some mods that will fix the game, because as you can see, Doc Mitchell here has lost his head. And of course, he gave us a little bit of a Glock action, if you know what I mean. We got a constant almost all the time, 60 plus everywhere, except of course for the New Vegas Strip, where the performance stutters a little bit. You get around 40, maybe sometimes even drops to the 30s, but it is still a comfortable playing experience, if I say so myself. a game that I like. Oddly enough, it runs on a lot of hardware, from which you can see here. It runs comfortably on this system. Everything's set to low on 720p. You get always above 30 frames per second. You get to play this game comfortably and enjoy it. If you want to raise up the settings, not recommended, but you can. But I don't recommend it. But if you want to play it at 1080p, I will leave a link in the description below for the video that allows you to use FSR-like performance in all of your games. So please leave a like on that, okay? Please check that out.